Hi there, it's me again, your Lavanya. We are going to continue our thought process, our discussion on Unmai vilakkam, verse number 40. Verse number 40 goes this way. உற்ற குறி அழியும் ஓதுங்கால் பாடைகளில் சற்றும் பொருள்தான் சலியாது மற்றது கேள் சிவனருள் ஆவி எழிலார் திரோத மலம் ஆசில் எழுத்து அஞ்சின் அடைவாம். In today's verse, it is an answer for the earlier verse. The earlier verse was something like this. The disciple goes to the Guru and asks a question. When you say the 5-letter syllable, the 5-letter mantra, is that going to vanish after a while? And today's verse comes as an answer for that. Let's look at the answer. One thing we need to understand is every information that we want to understand or to make it very clear for us, we need to have some kind of an analogy. The analogy or the metaphors will help us to understand certain concepts, and these metaphors are something that we already know of. Something that we know, something we are aware of certain things. Based on those, we can understand what is those that is unaware to us. Now, with the same concept, we are going to talk about this today. When I talk about apple, right? When I say the word apple, what comes into your mind is the fruit called apple, its color, its shape, its taste, whatever. But when we have not seen an apple, for example, jackfruit, we have never seen a jackfruit. When I say jackfruit, you will be a little bit puzzled. You'll be like, what is that fruit all about? For example, durian. Not many people know about that fruit. It's an excellent exotic fruit in Asia. So when we talk about durian, people will be like, what is that fruit all about? What are you talking about? I don't understand. What is it a fruit? Now, if you look at it, the word is there and the fruit is there. What is going to benefit? Which one is benefiting which one? Is the fruit benefiting the name or the name is benefiting the fruit? When we do an analysis on this, we will know the name is of no use if there is no it can be a thing, it can be a fruit, whatever it is, it will be of no use. So we need to have that particular element for the name to be useful. Now use the same analogy over here to understand this particular verse. When you talk about the way how we write letters, if you remember 20-30 years back also, in our school, we were taught to write recursive letters. Right now, youngsters are not used to that. 40 years back, the way of writing was different compared to today. You talk about 100 years, you talk about 200 years, you talk about the cavemen. They still communicated the same thing. They still communicated that they are hungry, they are thirsty, they want to eat, they want to sleep. They communicated everything, but the form of communication was totally different. The way how they communicated was different. The letters they used to communicate was different. So the letters fundamentally can change, but the underlying meaning is not going to change. So that is the same concept, that is the same analogy that we are taking it over here in order to understand the 5-letter syllable, the mantra, the holy mantra, which is going to be called as Namah Sivaya or Sivaya Nama. These 5 letters denotes 5 elements which is not going to be vanished from this world. Even after Ice Age, even after there is a total washout and there is a total revamp of this, imagine God just presses the reset button one fine day. Everything comes back to the starting stage, yet the 5 letters will stay. Not the letters but the elements. So what are these elements? What are the denotions? C, which is Shiva. C in the mantra Sivaya Nama. So the first letter, which is C, denotes Lord Shiva, the one element which controls the entire being. So that is going to be taken as C. The next one is His grace. His grace is taken as Va. So Si, Va. Va stands for His grace. The next one is Ya. Ya is life, soul. the being that we are talking about. It can be a plant, it can be an animal, it can be a human, it can be demons, it can be whatever, angels, anything, but all those are living beings as well. So if you talk about it, those are denoted with the word Ya. So Si stands for Almighty, Va stands for His grace, Ya stands for the soul. There are two more letters, Na and Ma. What does this letter Na denote? Na denotes the one particular Shakti. We call it as a Tirodhana Shakti. This is again a technical word which we must be aware of. The power or the grace which hides us many of the truth. Something that just makes it like an illusion, so that we are able to go through certain experience. So this is called as Tirodhana Shakti. So the Tirodhana Shakti is called as Na, something that hides. Something is like a veil in front of us, so that we are not able to see the other side. Why were we born? Why are we going through the suffering? Why were we born for these parents? Why are we going through this kind of a relationship? Why are we going through this kind of a pain in our life? Why am I having a good life? Why am I having a bad life? Why am I rich? Why am I poor? Why am I beautiful? Why am I ugly? All those are hidden. Why? Once we know that, we will get into a total mess. Already we have enough mess. So God decided, because of His grace, He decided to hide it from us. So there is a veil in front of us which actually hides certain things, as in what we are going through now. The root cause of that is hidden. That is called as Tirodhana Shakti. And the last one is Ma. Ma stands for Arnava, Arnava Malam. We have already seen about Arnavam, which is nothing but ignorance. So the Ma stands for Arnavam. And when you talk about it, the Sivaya Nama is basically a combination of 5 elements: Almighty, His grace, soul, Tirodhana Shakti, and Arnavam, which is ignorance. So basically a combination of these 5. Do you think these 5 elements are going to be destructed? No, it is going to be there forever. So which means the letter denoting this can change, but what is a element that is not going to change? So which means these 5 elements, since it is not going to be washed out, it is not going to vanish, the mantra, the meaning of the mantra is not going to vanish. As simple as that. You talk about any book around us, anything around us today, you can classify under these 5. For example, I'm going to a library. I'm looking at a library which I'm looking at a book section which says how to become rich. It says how to speak better English, how to whatever, to personality development, whatever we are talking about. Those are basically related to the Maya. If you look at it, all those are Maya, right? Now, how to grow a baby, how to groom myself, how to make me, basically dress properly, all those, basically grooming one's own self. Those are going to be taken under the soul. So those are classified under Ya, something that drives us to the Almighty. Books like the Himalayan Masters and Birth to Death and the monk who sold his Ferrari and all these, those are basically going to take us through the Si and the Va. So whatever books, whatever things, whatever elements that you see around us, you can easily classify them under these 5 syllables: Si, Va, Ya, Na, Ma. That's it. So the moment you talk about those, the letters may die off, the letters may change, but the inner meaning is not going to change. That is what we need to understand as part of our verse number 40. I'll come back again with the next verse very soon. Until then, bye-bye.